Hi friends, this is Arun. In this video, we'll have a quick look at how to integrate the PayPal checkout button or the Express checkout button into your application. Okay, so this is going to be just a simple demo. We'll not go into details. So I'm just showing the demo first. After that, I'll go ahead and explain you how it happens. Okay, so I'm just logging with my PayPal credentials. Okay. So after logging in, I'll show you the transaction. After that, let's go into the code and then have a quick look at the code. It's not a detailed look, but it's a quick look, which is good enough to get started if you're a decent developer. Okay. So the the login is successful. Then I'm doing the transaction. So once the transaction completes, it says the payment complete. Okay. This is a simple flow. And to achieve all these things, you don't even need to write a single line of code. That is the beauty of the documentation which is available in PayPal. Okay, let's create a simple project or a folder, whichever you want to call it. Okay, so after creating the folder, let's go back and add the folder into my ID. Whichever ID you want to use it, it's fine. Now I'm using NetBeans. A simple notepad is good enough for this. Okay, so I've created index.php, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to search for PayPal developers. Okay, so if you go to the PayPal developers, you'll find something called Express Checkout. Okay, in the left hand side, you'll find these parts. Like if you click it, you'll be able to get the code. Okay, all you do is copy paste the code right now blindly. Okay, you don't need to do anything else right now and save it. So this is the step one of the entire process. In this, there are few things. One is the ID, client ID. I'll show you how to get the client ID. For that, again, log into your developer account, okay, which you can create on your own. Just I'm logging with my account. Okay, so with the developer account, we are logging in. So once you log in, you have something called apps. Okay, my apps. So you have to first create an app to get the credentials. Okay, or the ID, app ID, basically. Okay, so if I click my apps, so it'll list out this is one ways to create an app is using this button. So these are the apps which I have already created it. Okay, all our sandbox app. Right now it is not. Okay, so if you want to create something, just go ahead and create uh, the stuff over here, just all standard stuff. Okay, so create app name and give the stuff, you will be able to do it. So now our job is to go and check one of the apps and get started with it. Like, so I have so many apps, right? So let me go to any one of the app. Okay, so if you go to the app, you will find something called client ID. Okay, the client ID is the important thing which to get started with. Okay, so that's where you will paste it over here. Okay, if you see in the client ID, we have two types of client ID. One is sandbox ID, another one is production ID. Okay, whichever you are using it, use respectively. For example, in the tab, you have both production as well as thing. So you have your client ID, and in the sandbox and in the type, you can mention as a sandbox or production. Okay, so this is the place where you have to modify it. So the options are given right away next to it in the comment. So all you need to do is copy and paste that. If you are in production, you will paste it as production. Right now we are going to use only sandbox, so let's keep it simple. Okay, that's all, your code is done, so you don't need to worry about anything. And this is where your amount is, how much you want to transact is shown here. Okay, so all is self-explanatory, and the last part is the handler part. So let's say your payment is successful, what should happen? So that's where this then part comes in. So here we have just shown a message box. Instead of that, you can redirect to another page or generate an invoice or put into DB, whatever uh, process you want to do it, you can do it right away there. Okay, so this is the place where all your store or the next logic after the successful things should be put in here. Okay, so that is this part. Okay, the last message box which pops up, right? Like that is one, window.alert is one which you have put it down there. And what else is there? And the button ID is at the bottom. Okay, So this is the button ID. So PayPal button container, and if you go up you'll find the same ID over here. There is a div for it. Okay. And let's assume if you are modifying something over here, obviously you have to come back and modify it. Okay. So it's all straightforward JavaScript thing which you generally however you use it. Okay. So now our job is done. Let's go to the local host. Okay. After going into the local host, let's check the my project stuff. So here, if I go there, my thing is coming in. So, okay, now we need to have the account, right? That's the next step. So before going into the project, let's go to the accounts. So in Sandbox, you can create a lot of accounts over here. So I'm creating an account from here. So account creation is also straightforward, nothing complicated over here. So you can do all the stuffs, email ID, first name, last name. Okay. So all those things, password, and then finally the balance comes in. So whatever temporary balance if you want to put it, you can put it and test it out there. Okay. So after that, if you create an account, the account will be created. For example, in my case, I have a couple of Sandbox account. The Sandbox account are not a real account. It's just a dummy account to test your integration working fine or not. Okay. So now we are going to give the Sandbox account and getting logged in here. Okay. Don't try live account here. Vice versa, it will not work. Okay. So pay now. So simply the payment goes in and payment is successful. That's all. Okay, it's straightforward and simple process for integrating stuff. So in the next video we'll have a look at the complicated stuff, or like all the other API integration which is out there. So right now keep it simple and sweet. Okay, so here if you see my transaction is done. Okay, uh, that's all. I think nothing special about it. It's very simple and sweet.